Welcome back, folks. Today, the topic of interest is 8 reasons why people fail, part 2. So today we'll be speaking specifically about excuses. So yesterday we covered part 1 and we talked about being a perfectionist. So if you've not watched that, you might want to backtrack and watch that one. But today we're going to be talking specifically about making excuses and why that creates failure. Now, there's a good quote that says that excuses are the nails that build the house of failure. Now, that's very true. And why is that the case? The reason that's the case is because excuses cloud you from being able to see the reality of your life accurately. So because you're not able to see the reality of your life accurately because you're blowing smoke, you're never really able to make a change that's going to move yourself forward. But the thing about life is that life is very simple and people are fairly simple fundamentally. People make time and do the things that are most important to them. Right? You make time for the things that are most important to you. It's always a matter of priority. So you often hear like people make excuses just like, I have no time, I have no resources, I'm not just really, really busy. It's never really the case. It's just that things are not a priority for you. It's not a priority for you. And to stop making excuses and to tell yourself the truth of the reality of your situation is one of the most difficult things to do. And I give you guys a personal example. Remember, I can come at you with all these reasons because I've done all this, right? There's no blowing smoke over my eyes. All right, so I'll give you guys an example. So I remember, this is once again 2 years ago, I had a mentor, Feroz, and I had one of the most difficult conversations I have ever had with an individual. So I remember the week before we had this particular meeting, he set me a task to do. So this was before I started doing like my morning mental routines and all that jazz. So he sent me a morning mental routine to do and he sent me some tasks to achieve. So we've got it, we've agreed, we go, a week passes by, the following Sunday we get together, we have that Zoom call. So he's like, oh, well, Joshua, yeah, have you had a good week? I was like, yep, Feroz, it's been all right. So he goes through the list of the things that we have agreed to accomplish. So when we're going through the list, I've achieved nothing on that list. All right. So Feroz looks at it and then looks at me and then he goes, so why hasn't all this stuff been done? And to Feroz, I was like, Feroz, I was just so tired. I've been so busy. I was doing all these other things. And then Feroz just stopped me. He went, Joshua. Bear in mind, this guy's got like an American accent. He was like, Joshua, stop right there. And I was like, oh. He goes, this is the reason why you won't make progress. You won't achieve your dreams because you don't want it bad enough. He went, there's no such thing as no time. There's no such thing as being so busy. You just don't want it. And it was, I was uncomfortable. So like, ugh. And he goes, this is the truth. You would rather watch Netflix than work on your dreams. Right? And there was another exercise that we did later down the line where you had to write down the truth of why you are where you are and why things haven't been done. And I remember I had to write down, oh, it was horrific. I would rather watch Netflix than work on my dreams. I would rather sleep an extra hour in bed than achieve my dreams. You had to write it out. And when you wrote the truth, it was the most uncomfortable and difficult thing ever. It's hell uncomfortable. Guys, I was like borderline almost in tears. This was horrific. Right, but when you wrote it out, you're able to see the reality of things. And when you're able to see the reality of things, that's when you're in a position where you can do something about it. So rather than telling yourself and telling people, you know what, I've got no time to go to the gym, you can just say, it's not a priority for me. I don't want it bad enough. And that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. But you've put the truth out there. Now you can see your reality clearly. And now you're in a position to do something about it. Here's a JoshuaChisambo original quote. And it's this: current events tend to show future trends in the lives of people who do not take accountability for themselves. That quote be fire. I'm going to say it again. Current events tend to show future trends in the lives of those who do not take accountability for themselves. Meaning that the current reality that a person's living in right now will continue to follow up into the future until they take accountability for where they are at. Because you just continue living life in cycles. Things will never change until you take ownership and stop making excuses. Right? It's difficult, and that's a difficult thing to do. It's difficult to admit to yourself, like, you know what? Like, all men are trash. Maybe not all men are trash. Maybe you have a poor choice in partners. Like, all women are trash. Maybe you're just undesirable and you need to work on yourself so you can attract the type of people that you want. Right? It's difficult to say all those things, but it puts you in a position where you can move forward. So that's the idea for today, making excuses. No more making excuses. You tell yourself the truth. Video done.